Yo, what's up dudes? It's AJ bringing you another progress video, and this time things are a little different now. We're going to go back to the past a bit here, and we're going to go right where we left off. So the last video was me crafting, or actually it was me cooking, my bad. It was me cooking those, and then in that video I remember talking about, doing crafting, and then herb lore, and smithing, and then either construction repair. Basically I had like a pretty big ambition to get a lot of overall XP in a short amount of time. Well, sad to say, but that AJ is gone now, and he's not coming back for quite a while. And you might ask yourself, why? Where did that AJ go? Why did he just disappear all of a sudden? Why is there? Who the hell are you, man? And yeah, so while I was crafting, and I was kind of doing a bit of a mix of crafting and herb lore actually, I was doing the cram store, which is gone now, and this probably would have happened anyway. I'd probably still be fishing now no matter what, even if I didn't burn out of the viable mindset, which I will explain in shortly. So I was shopping, and I eventually, I was Omnia, the shop and everything, they're pretty big bullies, man. And their ringleader Omar eventually bullied me out, and it wasn't just him though. It was a mixture of him and the real traders junking the shop constantly. It just became more of a pain in the ass to do than anything else, and I just wanted to stop, and I just wanted to not play an alt. And I wanted a reason not to play an alt, and if I'm doing crafting and herb lore, I pretty much end up forcing myself to play an alt no matter what. So I decided I'm going to stop doing those skills, and since I didn't have money to do anything like construction or prayer, I basically just had to default to a gatherer, like woodcutting or fishing. So I picked fishing. I picked fishing because it was well, I do woodcutting sometimes when I'm studying for school or doing other things on the side. So I would much rather save that woodcutting XP for the future. But fishing, I can just do straight. I don't have a problem with it. I like the method, and I like the method. Yes, so fishing is awesome. It's amazing. I love this skill. It's so much like mining. It just feels like I'm a year in the past. I don't know, like this, it's just so similar. The rhythm is so nice. It's still nice, just like I remembered. It might even be more, to be honest. I'm really enjoying this. I'm only 50 mil in, so I can't really say that I am going to enjoy it all the way, but I am currently going for 200 mil fishing. I wasn't fully decided until I hit 50 mil fishing because I wanted to try some other things, but fishing is too fun to pass up. So yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take me. I have done a 20-something mil, 22 mil month or something like that already, which I'm very proud of, and this skill has also kind of given me the chance to sort of expand on my knowledge of the grind and the grinding mentality. I definitely haven't learned everything. There's still much to learn, and I'm even putting other things on my plate, such as trying to master polyphasic sleep, which also takes a lot of trial and error and a lot of mental effort and a lot of sleep deprivation as well. So I basically am grinding two things at once, which is pretty it's pretty interesting. It's not as difficult as I had imagined it before, but we're only a quarter of the way in, so the difficulties are soon to come. And if the pattern keeps up, they should appear sometime before I hit 100 mil fishing. Since when I did hunting and mining, I did feel the most motivated near I'd say it's the 70 mil mark. 70 mil to 80 mil mark is where I felt the most of it motivated. Most likely because once you hit 100 mil, you realize that you're halfway done, and you just need to do whatever you did one more time, which doesn't sound that bad. But when you haven't hit that point yet, you realize you have to do more than double of what you just did, or more, yeah, double more than what you've already done, which could seem demotivated. I guess it depends on the person, but that was the case for me. So I'm going to do my best to try and avoid that, and since I'm predicting that it will happen, I will sort of set myself some limitations. For example, I'm not going to go for any records. I didn't plan on doing any records anyways, but I'm going to save them if I can even do them afterwards. At this point, I'm going to save them for when I'm probably in the third or fourth quarter of the skill. I don't know about doing our week record. My life is too busy now to be able to make up for a whole week of free time, but who knows? Maybe it might happen in the future. Day record is definitely a possibility, and I am looking forward to do one eventually if I can. Since I did a 6-hour, and I was very surprised with my performance on that. I averaged 114k XP, 114.1k XP for 6 hours, which did get me the rank 1 legit 6-hour record for fishing. So yeah, it's a possibility to do a 30-hour in the future. We'll have to see. The future entails more fishing videos, most likely. I plan on doing another fishing video potentially when I hit 100 mil, maybe 150 mil, but definitely when I do 200 mil again, just like I did with mining. And after that, I am not gonna say what I'm gonna do, just because I know in the last video I was pretty ambitious with my future, and I went pretty in depth, and I don't want to disappoint anybody again, and I don't want to disappoint myself either. So I'm not really thinking about the future that much. I'm just enjoying fishing, and yeah, that's all I'm thinking about nowadays, is just fishing, and you know, the other stuff I have to do during my days. But yeah, mostly fishing. So another thing I wanted to talk about was I want to kind of revisit polyphasic sleep a bit and sort of give some people a little praise. I noticed that some people have given it a shot recently. Can't really think of any names. Like, I can think of some, but I can't think of all of them, so I don't really want to say them because there's not that many. But a lot of people have attempted. A lot of people have given up on it already and dismissed it. But I'm glad they gave it a shot. And there are even some people who have stuck with it. I know one or two people at least that have, you know, not too crazy of a schedule, but nonetheless, it's a step in the right direction. In my case, for the past month, well, for the month of May, for most of the month of May, I did a everyman schedule, which is 3.5 hours of sleep at night, and then 3 20-minute naps spread out throughout the day. So it was the same amount of sleep that I was doing with my tri-visit schedule that I mentioned in the last video, except I'm sleeping more frequently, and I believe the schedule is a lot more maintainable because you are getting more quality sleep overall. I'm not currently doing it right now, and the reason why is because near the end of the month of May, whenever Inferno came out, or I guess it was June 1st, wasn't it? Or Thursday near June 1st. Inferno came out, and a few nights did stay up past my bedtimes just to watch some attempts because I was just way too eager to see what was going on. And overall, the Inferno kind of burnt my edges a little bit, burned my edges to a crisp. I didn't fish that for most of that week. Just did agility and watched Inferno streams, which I don't regret because they were very fun to watch. But my fishing games did suffer, unfortunately, and so did my sleep schedule because I had done it for more than like a couple of nights in a row where I just kind of like didn't care. But when I was sleeping, I just wanted to watch streams when they were on. And yeah, I basically messed up any adaptation that I had to that sleep schedule, and I don't think I was fully adapted to it yet because I was still kind of tired from all the sleep deprivation that I did to myself during that month. It wasn't that bad though. Like, I slept 4.5 to 5 hours a night, but it wasn't like sleeping 4.5 hours to 5 monophasically. it was a lot more refreshing than that. So it was a lot more maintainable, and it wasn't as torturous as it may sound. Right now, I've sort of right afterwards, I fell back to a segmented sleep schedule for about a week, which is just 3.5 hours at night and then 3 hours in the morning. And then I have been transitioning to a dual core sleep schedule, which is almost the same thing as Everyman, except instead of the 2 morning naps I'm taking a 1.5 hour sleep, which feels a little better right now. But I'm planning on potentially switching to Everyman in the future once I receive this book that I ordered on polyphasic sleep, in an attempt to sort of expand on my knowledge, maybe discover some things that I had missed, and apply it to or reapply it to a schedule and see how I do. But yeah, polyphasic sleep is about not just again, like looking up all the knowledge and then applying it. There is a little bit of trial and error and sort of learning how your body works when it comes to sleep, which seems to turn off a lot of people. Unfortunately, they the information. A lot of people have asked me about polyphasic sleep, and I give them a pretty broad idea of what they should do, and it's up to them to further master the knowledge that I've given them, and apply it well. A lot of people think that polyphasic sleep is just about following these strict numbers and following these strict times that may be given to them, but there's a lot of shifting things around and learning your body and adapting and then accommodating for it that comes into play with polyphasic sleep. Something that I have definitely learned in the past month, and I'm willing to apply that further knowledge in the future. So basically learning from my mistakes in a nutshell. But yeah, recently we did a Solace podcast. Well, recently as in around a month ago now. And this one was the season 2 premiere of the Solace podcast. And I say season 2 premiere, it is a real season 2 premiere, but it's more of a symbolic thing for us, in that we have sort of renovated the podcast a bit and give it some finishing touches, made it a little more enjoyable to listen to, for sure. We've definitely adjusted some things, and you would notice it if you have already watched it. There is a pretty big difference between the atmosphere of that podcast and the ones we've done in the past. And we're looking forward to doing more. We don't really have a schedule for it. We'll just kind of do it whenever we feel like it. But I promise you, it won't be. They won't be 6 months apart. Or it was more than 6 months since the last one before season 2 premiere, wasn't it? Anyways, it won't be that long, and we should be able to do another one pretty soon from now. Maybe within the next couple of weeks, hopefully. And yeah, I know as well as YouTube, I don't want to make any promises for YouTube videos, since if I do make a video, my next video at 100 mile fishing, it's still going to be a couple months from now. So don't expect content on this channel every month. I just don't think I can provide it as a skiller, and I don't think my commentaries are that interesting, to be honest. But if you're watching them, I guess they are. But yeah, actually I was gonna ask you guys if you would like me to sort of make a video just on polyphasic sleep, because I know a lot of people have sort of been interested and intrigued by polyphasic sleep, but not have attempted it, but have asked me a lot of questions about it. And I was wondering, would you guys like to see a video on my take on polyphasic sleep, my complete view on it, and how it should be approached, and adaptation and things like that? I'd really like to make that video, but I don't want to make it for nobody, So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and that's about it for me, I think. Keep grinding, keep working towards your goals, guys. As a Runescape athletes, we will move forward, and we will accomplish our grinding-based achievements, regardless of what anybody says on social media. Thank you, and have a nice day.